one specific thing is that every time we would scrim C9, every time we would play C9, Meteos would be the kind of guy that would like take multiple tower hits to stop me from recalling. Every time I play against Meteos, I like recall at my second turret because I'm so scared. He's really willing to like do anything in his power to annoy me and kind of like poke at me and bug me, so he's definitely out for me sometimes.
I will admit one of my guilty pleasures is canceling Bjergsen's recalls. He gets so tilted, and then for the rest of the game you can tell he's tilted because he'll make more mistakes than normal. I'll try to do it if I can. You know, it's my favorite thing ever.
Well, now we know why he was a scumbag first pick Rek'Sai. I got to call it out.
I love how much joy is on Meteos' face when he's like, oh, I love that. I love tilting him.
It's how I feel. Like, I like playing Teemo. Come at me, internet. All right, welcome back, everyone. It's time for game 2. In the first encounter, TSM played, well, it was a very efficient 30-minute game. They kind of smashed C9, honestly.
Yeah, it was very clean across the board. Won in all lanes, but Hauntzer, Impact, this was a big one. We talked about it. You know, that gank that went bad early. We saw Sven coming in with the counter gank, putting Hauntzer ahead, and he never let go. He stayed ahead the whole game, even getting the 1v3 kill on Sneaky later on, and this was a problem for them the whole game.
Yeah, and you talk about a top lane matchup that's already winning. Well, C9, they have this global ultimate in their top laner. It doesn't matter if you're winning the 1v1, you got to do something else on the map, and C9 never really did anything. It felt like Cloud9 waiting around. We saw a couple of Ashe arrows, but none of them did much. One was too late, sadly. Probably would have been a pick onto Svenskeren. And overall, C9 just seemed like they didn't quite do enough in that game. So, you know, they kind of got run over by a TSM who weren't really that heavily challenged. Talking about C9 as a roster, Analyst has mentioned it already, but Smoothie is going to be in now for game 2. Let's see if that brings anything else for C9 here.
It'll be interesting. They talked about it at the top of the show, different champ pools. Does this mean we're going to see a Nami, a Karma, something like that? Or is Smoothie going to show us something new? TSM is looking like the best team in North America so far this split, though. And, you know, it's C9 that has had a little bit more adversity this time around. We'll see how they're going to be able to bounce back in this game, too.
Yeah, hopefully they can. I love getting all the way to 3 games. We'll see if that happens, but it's going to be hard because, again, TSM, in my mind, look like right now the best team in North America. Their record kind of shows that they have the best individual game percentage of any team in NA right now. They're, 9-1 in individual games now, about to be 5-1 matches. They can close one out, and that's going to be, you know, difficult to be up against no matter who you are really in this continent. So last time, we saw everything come down, at least part of it come down to Hauntzer versus Impact. Now, before tonight's match, we grabbed Impact to ask him about the lane opponent he's facing in this series.
그때는 너무 욕심 많이 낸 것 같아요. 좀. 그리고 한타 때도 집중 못한 것 같고, 근데 이번에 TSM 오고 나서 한타가 집중 잘한 것 같고, 그리고 CS1 원래 잘 먹었단 말이에요, 그 선수가. 그리고 지금은 이제 자기가 어느 때 살릴 줄 알고 그렇긴 해요. 근데 가끔씩 어이없게 죽을 때 있긴 해요. 스크림 때나 그럴 때도, 대회 때도. 그거만 고치면 진짜 잘해질 선수일 것 같아요.
I too like to die for no reason from time to time when I play.
That happens all the time, and someone you know, does question mark ping you or say, "Why'd you do that?" And you'd be like, "I don't have an answer for you. It was just wrong." And we've all done that. We've all been there, and that's okay.
And Hauntzer, though, you know, talking about him as a player, he is developing very quickly. You know, Impact kind of giving credit to his mechanics, saying, you know, he plays well in lane, he farms well. He's learning a lot more about the team play now, though. He's working well in team fights, on the same page as the team, and Hauntzer is developing into an absolute monster in the top lane.
Yeah, he had glimmers of greatness in the prior split as well. There's some games that were really awesome. Sometimes he would echo ult and go back to base after teleport. So there were some miscues as well, or, you know, horribly missed rumble ultis and whatnot. But yeah, as far as his decision making goes, Impact talked about it, and I think it's one of the hardest things to actually appreciate, even as a caster, but especially as a casual fan, is decision-making is, I think, the #1 skill that separates good from great pro players, and it's very hard to understand all the reasons that go into decision-making. First of all, none of us play at that level in the first place, and then also just, even if you made the right choice, sometimes it goes bad, and it makes it very hard to understand when someone's very good. So Impact talking about, his target selection in team fights. Like, very few of us are actually going to know exactly who he should have gone for at what time, when he should have used Blade Surge, when he should have gone for the stun and whatnot, and learning these skills and doing this thing that's correct 2% of the time, you know, 1 every 50 games, this was the right choice to make, and this was the game to do it. That's a great skill to learn, and it makes you one of the very, very best, and as you learn these kind of things, you become truly the #1 player in the position.
I have to credit Hauntzer as well for having a great champion pool. He is able to play, it seems, pretty much whatever. That's something that can be tough from time to time, being able to adapt to the meta, change as the priorities do change. And now that we have those carry top laners up there, Hauntzer has shown he can play very well on Aurelia. We've seen him on Fiora in the past. He has a lot of versatility, and that's always an advantage for the team.
Definitely agree, and it's been nice to see that he's been able to do basically everything. I know Impact likes to play tanks more than anything else. I remember back on Energy, we were like, but he's like one of the 2 best players on the team. Why isn't he carrying every time? Why is he just playing Jax and Fiora every single game? But his style has kind of always been to be the tank for his team. The World Championship he won was with FLICKR and Piglet. Like, just has to play something like Shen, and they'll do all the damage for him, and that's kind of been his upbringing. And Impact right now, well, he has Jensen and Sneaky to play for, and well, we'll see if he actually tries to play something different or if he goes back to something like Shen again.
Quite a bit of jungle focus from TSM on Meteos. Once again, Olaf, Kindred, both taken off the table, and TF taken away from Jensen. They do not want to give away the first pick Rek'Sai, which is kind of interesting because I think TSM is going to be very happy to play Nidalee. They've shown that a lot already. I don't think that taking Rek'Sai away from Svenskeren is that big of a deal.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was a huge thing for Cloud9,
Yeah.
though. So, you know, they believe it.
They prioritize it very highly.
They do, but, well, we'll see what the choices end up being. Nidalee just picked up once again. So, yeah, it really feels like they weren't pushing Svenskeren down very much anyway, because he just goes for Nidalee, which we know is a great champion. Happy to play that one. It was first pick worthy at the very least, so we'll see what C9 gets on the backside because of this.
Most teams in the LCS are still having Nidalee pegged as that top jungler. It's the one that's stayed at the almost 100% pick and ban, whereas Kindred and some of the others have fallen off. So
yeah,
C9 not prioritizing it as highly. They are going to give it away, but this is opening up Azir, which is big.
Which I actually think makes a little bit of sense here. In the prior ban, they had actually banned Azir themselves and then took the Rek'Sai, and that was sort of like the bargain they went for, is deny these 2 champions. This time around, they say, hey, take this first pick, Nidalee, we banned Rek'Sai for you. Here's the obvious first pick. And Jensen, of course, a great Azir player, as is Bjergsen. I would be surprised if C9 didn't grab this champion.
I would definitely think they will take it. At the same time, if you're TSM in that scenario and you know that Meteos doesn't really want to play Nidalee, you can almost kind of call their bluff sometimes and just take the Azir, leave the Nidalee up, make that bet that it's going to be available later. But that is not what they're going to do, picking up what is likely going to be both their solo laners. It's possible that it could be the Trundle support. That has kind of fallen out of favor, though, as we do see a lot of priority on those range supports. Zyra making it through the draft once again. Will we see that show up here, or Karma? I mean, these are 2 very high priorities, and it's looking like in this series the pick and ban strategies are very different from most of the other teams.
Yeah, and in my mind, C9 would have no reason to early pick Trundle top. We already know that TSM would be happy to pick an early Irelia or something else in the top lane and kind of rush for it here, which makes me think they actually want to make it look like that, but actually play Trundle support. They knew that Biofrost went for Braum last time around. As far as Trundle matchups go in support, Braum is one of the better ones. And we just see the same lane again for TSM. 3 champions, just like the last time. Nidalee, Lucian, Braum, all picked up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure thing.
TSM loves repeating some of these champions. We've talked about it a lot, but Doublelift always going to Lucian, one of his favorites, and C9 now. What adjustments are they going to make? Is it going to be, similar bot lane as last time? Bard is available, but I imagine we won't see Bard, with Smoothie subbing in, hasn't played it yet, and Bunny Fufu plays such a good Bard. If you're going to pick that, it doesn't really make sense. Sneaky, is putting a lot of priority on the Ashe. Talking to him last week, he was pretty open about the fact that he's happy playing these supportive type 80 carries like the Sivir, like the Ashe, some of the enablers. He doesn't always have to play a carry.
Yeah, definitely doesn't, but even still tends to do it regardless of the champion he is playing. I'm seeing Reaper now on camera. They're going to go for their choices. Elise seeming to be the first hover. No, back to Bard. And well, this could be the first time that Smoothie and Bunny Fufu actually share a champion, and it will be Bard, the first crossover support for these 2. And they're going to leave AD carry for last, interestingly enough.
Very interesting. Would not have expected it. Smoothie has not played Bard just yet. We'll see how he's going to perform here. A high pressure game for him, especially knowing that Bunny is a very good Bard player. They're going to swap it up. They're going to bring in Smoothie on the Bard, see what he can do against this TSM bot lane. And we also have to remember, TSM dodged a 2v2 last time around. C9, I'm sure, hoping to not let that happen. This time, when you have a lot of these kind of strong laners, you have this Trundle, which is fantastic in basically every 1v1. You have the Bard, which is going to have the advantage over the Braum. It's going to be key for C9 to find these matchups and try to push the advantage that they do have.
And it feels like C9 actually going to be playing around Sneaky a fair bit here. They have no... Like, in my mind, if you're just playing... try to get good matchups, like there's a reason to pick Bard early because you want them to have to guess where the Trundle's going and leave that support pick for last. That Trundle could still be a flex, but instead they're saying, hey, what are you playing so that we know what AD carry we can play into it? and still be safe. Where they're still really able to dive you. There's a Victor who's more of just a team fighter and less of a backline access, but C9 hoping to surprise with their AD carry pick.
Jhin does fill a somewhat similar role as the Ashe, has the follow-up instead of the straight-up initiation. The root very strong. You can use the ultimate as an engage tool, slow them down, get the damage out there, cause some chaos, and Jhin is going to be locked in for Sneaky. This was one of his favorites when the champion did come out. It's fallen out of favor somewhat recently. Haven't been seeing too much of it, but very excited to see what he's going to be able to do.
The first Jhin pick of North America in the summer split this year. We had seen him a little bit in other regions professionally as well, but yes, Sneaky's Jhin is in. And my, do they have a lot of long-range tools. Cocoon's out there, the Azir Shuffle can happen, Bard ulti, Jhin can do it as well, so C9 definitely have plenty of proactive tools, multiple players empowered to start the fights themselves. We'll see if C9 can find a little bit more success here. TSM going back to a lot of the same. The only new champion is Victor instead of Zilean. As you said before, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But now they get to play Victor. He's going to be fixed up just nicely here. So, lineups on your screen. The players ready to go. We get ourselves into game 2 of this one. TSM, well, they did take the first game. We'll see if they can take the second one and continue their road of domination in North America. But Cloud9, of course, hoping to do something themselves and turn this one into a game 3. So you guys at home, get yourselves on social media, put in your predictions, let us know who it's going to be. Hashtag TSM win or hashtag C9 win. If you think the Cloud9 comeback can happen, then by all means let us know. If you think TSM is going to remain the top dogs in NA, then of course put those votes out as well. But we are ready to go into game 2 for which team is going to start getting some bragging rights back.
Victor, very strong pick here for Bjergsen. He can go aggressive. He can look for the 1v1 outplays. But I will say, for their opponent, C9, it's easier to play around as far as you do not have to worry so much about wasting your burst into these ultimates from Zilean. It's a more normal champion to play against. C9 can look for the picks. They have a lot of potential with it, with the Jhin, with aggressive cocoons, the Shurima shuffle. There's a lot of ways for them to find these picks. If they can zero someone out, like Svenskeren, like Bjergsen, who's not running cleanse, if you get caught in CC, you can get popped, and there's not going to be that Zilean to kind of bail you out.
Yeah, definitely interesting that Bjergsen's going Flash Ghost. We had seen Jensen go Flash Heal, and he's actually doing it still on this Azir here, but yeah, Bjergsen going for slightly different summoners.
Ghost, very good though for Victor, especially because the ultimate, the closer you are to them, the faster it moves, so you can stay right up on your opponent. It's a fantastic aggressive summoner. Also, when you do get the Rylai's, being able to kite out or chase down gives you a lot of flexibility. Very powerful in the 1v1 as well as team fight stage, so I like the choice here, and now we're going to have to find out, can C9 find these 2v2s? TSM is looking for the lane swap, but this time C9 is calling it. They are already moving up to the top side, and it looks like they may actually get to have their 1v1 or their 1v1 and 2v2 matchups, unless TSM is going to kind of go back on it once again and rotate down and really try to avoid it very hard.
Well, if they do, they will definitely lose out on some gold and experience right here. And we'll see what the early starts end up being. TSM just waiting. Doublelift hiding behind the wall. Biofrost going to be there.
This is actually kind of key too. Okay, never mind. I was thinking, Doublelift and Biofrost, a lot of times what the play is to actually try to sneak in and stop your opponents from doing this first camp. If they had tried to go in there and C9 was going to camp that out, could have been problematic, but instead, both teams will pick up a camp for themselves and move on into the 2v2, and we'll see what C9 can do this time around with the lane matchups.
Okay, so yeah, Gromp and Krug's taken. Gromp is actually worth 30 more XP than Krug's, but it basically just means kill 3 melee minions and you hit level 2 regardless, and the guy who got it, and that's happened now for Doublelift and Sneaky. No really big surprises happening there, but ooh, nice bit of damage on a Doublelift already. The W lands as well. Quite a bit of punishment on this Lucian.
Pretty scary, actually, for Doublelift, already getting poked out that hard. And this is a CC lane. If you get caught by a binding, you could be going down because the easy follow-up for Sneaky, so he's got to be careful. He's got to play it safe, and C9 Smoothie is a level 2, a little bit faster here than Biofrost. We'll see if they can take advantage.
Yeah, ooh, another crit lands right there. 117 damage after mitigation. Sneaky missing a CS, but that's honestly just going to be fine here. This guy's pretty close to equal on this one. Biofrost getting poked down just a little bit at a time. A couple of auto attacks from Smoothie. This sort of 2-on-2 lane, definitely an interesting one to watch for.
And here comes Meteos. This could be big. Elise has a lot of early ganking potential, and there's no word, as you said. Did he actually get spotted there by Biofrost, though?
I didn't see a ping, but he didn't necessarily have to do that. Looks like they're just playing back enough because of where the lane is right now. They had no CS to go for. The wave was already pushing. Meteos this time will go for the blue buff steal. Doesn't quite take away one piece of it. And Svenskeren gets two of the little mini ones. They're going to be okay in this one. Hanser and Impact in a battle, but Hanser taking a lot of turret shots. Oh, one hit would kill him, and that means Hanser did have to flash first. Impact winning this head-to-head quite nicely. A lot of these minions will die to the turret. Hanser can't really risk. This is so risky. He can stun, but Impact has to play around this.
Yeah, Impact has to be careful. He does not want to get stunned under that turret and get taken out.
Die.
You know, you have to play it safe.
The tenacity by Hanser. I don't just mean his passive. He really played that matchup well.
Wow.
Impact the respect to know he could get outplayed, and that was actually beautiful by Hanser. That's
really
that 1 in a million situation where you have to play it right.
He picked up a lot of CS there. Would have been at an extreme disadvantage. Instead, he's pretty much dead even.
Oh, an attempt to play for the top of it now. Spencer coming around the backside, and suddenly it's bad if you're Impact, but maybe it's not. Just kidding. First blood. The flash chase comes through. Nice trade kill by Svenskeren, but at least the 400 gold did come through.
Yeah, great job by Impact. Even forcing out the flash from Sven is a victory, so he gets the top laner's flash, he gets the jungler's flash, picks up first blood. Incredible stuff there from Impact, and that's what they need out of their top lane.
The bot lane should even still slow push toward Impact. Won't mean a lot because they're both teleporting, but it means that Hanser couldn't make it a freeze even if he wanted to. Quick root on a Biofrost is on top. The ward does get stunned up. He probably should have put the shield up there. Still taking a bit of damage. Sneaky, though, now out of mana. C9 have played this lane so aggressive that Sneaky can no longer cast spells, which is one of the primary reasons you play Jhin. And it might mean a little bit there. Svenskeren, yeah, that ward wasn't in quite the right place.
Meteos is coming from the bot, so Svenskeren does have to be a little bit careful. Meteos kind of hanging out, hoping that Sven is going to path out into him and will not get so lucky.
He counts 8 seconds, and now Victor, saw Meteos. I don't think he saw him back. They should expect the recall has come through. Impact again in a battle. Look at the damage he does to Hanser. And he should be able to out-sustain thanks to everything else he's got, stacking up a Jarvan's Fist as well.
And they're looking for the dive, perhaps. Meteos coming around here. No flash on Hanser, you have to remember.
Nidalee coming. Nidalee's coming, but will he be there in time? Level 5 on Svenskeren.
Looks like they call it off. They know that Sven could be around.
Uh-oh, bad things for Sneaky. He will get stunned up. Will it be enough damage, though? Exhaust burn on double as the trade exhaust on a Sneaky as well. Both AD carries losing a lot of their health. Now Biofrost on the wrong side of the lane has to make the slow walk backwards, but Sneaky does not have the ability to root anyone.
Yeah, very close. Both AD carries holding all their summoners, and Doublelift walks out with a blinking health bar. Advantage to C9, though, and Nidalee, though, you're coming in.
And the stun lands and will impact level 6. Pops the ulti onto Hanser. Nice pillar to buy some time, but another jump will come through. A little bit of damage dealt back and forth. Nice heal, and he's going to go for the dive. Svenskeren's not going to get the damage down. Nearly picks up Impact, though.
Sven missed the spear on that actually stunned target. He threw it top above him, so Impact would have gone down for sure, but a whiff spear there from Sven means Impact will survive. Does not have his TP, though. Hanser gets the push. Still a nice advantage here for TSM, and this is going to put Impact actually a fair bit behind. Is look how many minions he's going to lose. He's going to lose like 3 full waves, which is absolutely brutal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 caster minions. A cannon died as well, at least about 6 melees. And another wave walking in as well. Thankfully for C9, they are getting there a bit faster thanks to their dual lane being the one to walk in. And so they will lose only a few of the caster minions, but obviously still not exactly great for them to lose much of that wave.
Smart call, actually, from C9. It felt like kind of a reactive call to move their bot lane duo down here as Impact is getting ganked. Not sure if that was completely the case, but Impact actually was moving down to bot lane again, and because of that, they're now losing minions on top lane. So
yeah,
a little bit of confusion.
I think they're, yeah, you're right. Impact walked bot, then back top. At least Meteos absorbed the top lane farm, so like, you're seeing the gold right now, 10.6 to 10.3. Cloud is not losing that much gold.
It's fine as far as overall gold, but the problem is you want Impact to carve out this big 1v1 lead for himself. He got the first blood, and now because of kind of these shenanigans back and forth, I think he's probably going to be down on XP a little bit, and he's actually missed out on extending some of that lead.
All right, well, unfortunately for him, he's not going to get to do that, despite the fact that he got a lot of extra gold thanks to the first blood. We're seeing now Jensen in the battle with Bjergsen right here, knocks him back, runs away from Svenskeren, who only javelins a minion, but now both summoners burned by Jensen to run away. Another red buff applied. You're seeing Impact really win this matchup here. Hanser does not get to do much to him.
That Trundle ultimate is just so ridiculously powerful in the 1v1, and you really have no chance to fight into it, but Sven poking around here. May get caught by Meteor, so he's going forward.
Slowed by a Meep. The root's gonna land. Plenty of damage. Sven does not have flash. The chase him by Jensen. There's the kill picked up. 2-1 C9. And Biofrost wants to help, but he's on the wrong side now. Forced to run double lift over the wall. So he can dodge away. It shouldn't be too big of an issue for him. That could be Dragon. As top lane is still winning. Hauntzer's teleport up in about 20 seconds. Same for Impact here. Easily timed by Cloud9.
Yeah, Hauntzer's low, but once again, has a potential for a turnaround because of the stun, and Sneaky may get caught.
He does get hit up, has his flash, and he will burn it, still gets stunned up, takes the Q through the wall as well, nearly goes down, one more hit would do it, but he gets away just barely. Smoothie giving him a bit more, a flash burn to get away from the root, but now Biofrost, one more hit will kill him, and he's gonna go down. Smoothie gets himself the kill. He's gotta respect the fact that Double Lift has some damage.
That was incredible play by Smoothie on the Bard, gets in time, he's able to land the exhaust, throws the heal on Sneaky to get him out of range of the Braum at the same time, so fantastic stuff by the C9 bot lane, and great turnaround with that Jhin ulti.
Seeing how good those players are, Meteos and Svensker now in a very tight battle here, gets away from the laser with Repel, then flashed away, but Hauntzer's in the fight, and he's gonna be kicking that one up. Bjergsen gets the last hit, 2-3 now. TSM getting closer again in kills, fighting for their blue buff. They should get that no problem now. Fights all over the place. Much faster game than last time.
Yeah, very aggressive game here, but pretty greedy play from Meteos, actually going for the invade when his mid laner is in base. So
yeah.
this is setting yourself up, for that kind of a situation. Bjergsen rotates, Jensen's in base, he can't rotate, so you end up in an odd number fight. You cannot actually win that. If it was just the 2v2, Impact could have joined, they could have potentially won that. So Meteos, makes a risky play, perhaps thinking Bjergsen was so he would have based. Gonna get punished.
He does indeed. So 300 gold deficit for Meteos specifically in the matchup, thanks to how well Svensker is doing in this jungle with an extra assist and some extra farm. Impact actually doing quite a good job. When these two walked into lane, their actual farm numbers were very close to equal, and the gold difference was 400. Now comparing them, it's almost a 600 gold lead for Impact, and you can see the farm quite nice as well. So Impact actually, despite maybe a couple of missteps, still doing quite nicely. And it's good to see. It's kind of vindication because last game was not good when he played Shen into the matchup.
He's been doing incredible, honestly, as far as the lane matchup goes. The only blip was really just kind of the losing some of those minions, poor back timing. Meteos is sneaking into the top lane here, though, and they're looking to perhaps set up the dive. We'll see if they can do it. Impact has his ult.
And Impact has Turret Dagger right now, so a lot of damage can be dealt, and Haunter has no more tools to get away. A nicely played dive, and Impact will survive. So just like old school Cloud9, Meteos dives for the top laner. They get the kill, they kill the turret. TSM gonna drag him, but that's okay. I think C9 got more out of this.
Yeah, I think so too. It is going to be a nice advantage there that they're opening now. 80 plus CS, 2 kills on Impact. He is going to be very strong in an already advantageous 1v1. Meteos snowballing that further, helping him out. So great job by C9, and they're looking so much better in game 2. And here we have it once again. They're not going to actually start it out with the Elise, which you would normally want to do because you can reset the aggro with the Repel. So a little bit of a blip there, but Impact does not go down, does not even actually have to use his ultimate.
Yeah, nicely done. But looking at the other side of the matchup, though, the other side of the map, I should say, TSM right now up 10 minions in their AD carry.
Uh-oh.
And a Death Rush is there. Exhaust comes in. A lot of damage. A Bravo ulti. Nowhere for Sneaky to go. But look at that one by Smoothie. Completely saves the day. And now Impact's in. The root on a double lift. But will they win the fight, though? A stun on Svensker, and Biofrost has to take it. But he might just die. A Trundle ulti. And Impact takes him down. The wave gets crit. Double loses some health. And look at that. C9 winning a 3v4. Now in a Bjergsen 2 versus 1. Gravity Well is in, but it's not enough damage. Soldiers come through, the flash of the wall, and Sneaky with the long-range snipe takes him down. Cloud9 crushing it.
And Smoothie, are you kidding me with that ult? Perfect play from Smoothie once again, turning around what looked to be a sure kill on Sneaky, and he is stepping up big time coming in here on the Bard.
Hashtag LCS big plays.
Oh, yeah.
100% there. Smoothie, almost a better ult than Biofrost gotten at some point here.
That was incredible.
Yeah. That was absolutely perfect. Really good job by him. Now the bot lane getting smashed right now. Impact and Sneaky will get that one knocked down. 250 gold apiece. Nicely done. At least TSM get their bottom jungle, but Cloud9 looking massively better than last game.
So good, and you can see the counter-engage potential of Sneaky. Here we have it. They're going for the big dive. Now look at this ult. Beautiful ult. The exhaust on the one guy who gets through. Now Smoothie sticks around, looking for additional damage. FLICKR too far forward. Smoothie nails him with the binding, and Impact comes up to clean up with that Trundle ult after Sneaky tagged him. So fantastic stuff here from C9, especially Smoothie, just so fast reacting there. And at the same time, Bjergsen is getting chased down. A little bit of a misplay there, lets him get out, but nope. Sneaky picks up another kill with a long-range W.
Nicely played by everyone right there. So 6-2 in kills and a 4,000 gold lead. Feels a lot better than last time to be a C9 fan if you're in the audience here for this one, because it looks like they'll pull it to at least a game 3 if it keeps going this way.
Certainly 4,000 gold lead at 13 minutes is nothing to scoff at, but C9, they have to keep putting on the pressure. They have to keep trying to extend this lead because TSM is an incredible team fighting team. They have good scaling of their own. It's not like they're just going to be dead in the water. They're going to be looking to make things happen, and I think that's one of the things that TSM is really good at, is not just kind of waiting to lose. They're proactive, they look for plays, they pick their moments, and if it works out, it can get them right back in.
We'll see if more of that does happen here. Right now it's TSM waiting around in the brush. Biofrost killing off a pink ward. Lands a chair on a Smoothie. But he's gonna walk away cleanly enough. Looks like it didn't do that much damage after all. And looks like now these teams looking a little bit at that Rift Herald. We got Sneaky and Smoothie waiting around on that side. Biofrost kills off the pink ward. Ooh, a lot of damage out of Jensen though. And now it's time for the Jhin ulti. Goodbye Biofrost. One more hit would do him. No, getting away. The Bard ulti missing as well. TSM with a great escape.
Good escape there still to get the flash from Biofrost, the heal from Double Lift. Proactive plays coming out of C9. Good escape from TSM.
Still advantage Cloud9 here, and looks like FLICKR forced to get the blue buff for himself. The threat of Meteos was too much, so a partial denial by Meteos' counter jungling. Much better than last time where he was killed for it, and the buff still went over to Bjerg. Cloud9 have an advantage.
You can see they're in a much better spot. He was safer to do it. They'd already chunked out the bot lane. They know that Aurelia had base, so he's in a position to be able to do this. Impact now going to be matching up in the 1v1 once again, but Hauntzer has a bit of a payload coming towards him. He's going to be able to pick up so many minions here, get a lot of gold in his pockets, a lot of experience, and it's a great situation to be in.
There's a Nidalee nearby as well, just killing off the Krug, so Impact can't get too much done here. If he plays too aggressively, he might get attacked. That Trinket ward in the brush makes sure he's safe enough, and Impact honestly very well knows his limits.
He really does. That's the thing I think he's absolutely the best at, is that he really plays safe. He knows, hey, jungler could be around, he doesn't take the risks, and he's not going to give up easy kills like that. He's very, very safe.
He's played against some of the best top laners in the world in his career, and for so very long, that's one of the things that you do learn quite a bit about. Bjergsen and Jensen once again in a battle. Both ticks of the Death Ray do land. And again, looking for the Q into the auto attack, and Bjergsen's Q shield not enough. It's a nice little hero from FLICKR, which gives away the fact that Nidalee's right there. He's clearing a ward as well. And now Meteos to the bot side, once again looking for the dive on Haunter. This time around, though, Aurelia does have summoners, and Jensen skirting away pretty rapidly. Smoothie, though, caught out, has to flash out, and the stun's going to land the knockups. There is a kill picked up. Now to the turret, he isn't running away, but Double It has turret aggro, and he's going to drop down a solo kill. Meanwhile, the push on a Haunter will land a stun, but will it even be enough? The flash cocoon is dodged away, but Impact, one more hit will do it. Meteos gets the kill himself, 8-3. C9 2-1 overall on that.
And they're going to push for the bot lane turret. Red buff on Meteos, they can get a lot of damage, if not just take this out. And I think it's going to be another turret going the way of C9, extending the gold lead. Credit, though, to Haunter, dodging that cocoon. Cost C9 2 flashes. It's the little victories that you have to look for if you are TSM.
It is more than just the gold. There's always other things at stake there. Jensen's still low on health, so he's going to have to back out. And now Bjergsen's got to respect the fact that if Sneaky aims it right, never mind, Biofrost says, don't you dare. Just, yeah, don't even throw the fourth bullet. He won't. Gonna back out. But hey, Bjergsen got his recall stopped. Sneaky, just like Meteos, going for it.
So here, once again, comes the collapse from TSM. Everyone dogpiling in on Smoothie, on Jensen, and here's the turnaround from Jensen. Was a great ult there that eventually pick up that kill on Double Lift, who had turret aggro, and at the same time, in the bot lane, it's the dive on the Haunter. Flash Cocoon does miss, but Meteos able to finish him off with, I believe, the red burn there.
I think the W
Was it
put
W?
volatile
Okay.
spiral link.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I wasn't
Red buff,
sure.
I mean, Red could have done it as well. Like,
No.
You're not wrong.
But I'm also not right.
Probably not. You're on my right at least.
There
So.
you go. It's something. Gotta
It's
take
something.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, just like TSM must take those little wins, I do too.
Yeah. You're on camera left though, so I don't know which one we're really going for. You know, are we doing stage right? Are we doing camera right? Who knows? Either way though, 5,000, the gold lead for Cloud9. It's actually been growing over time. They've been getting more and more done here. Next Drake up is Mountain, so the same Drakes as the last game actually, in almost the same order. TSM with an Infernal, C9 with the Cloud. Synergy. And looking for a bit more. Sneaky going for the Armor Pen focus build. No Black Cleaver because you can't really apply it, but look at that. Bjergsen caught out by Tempered Fate. Flashes upwards. A nice choice to get away from it all and walks right back to his team. Did use both sums for that though.
Great escape
did go down.
by Bjergsen, but it's TP from Haunter. It's 2 summoners from your mid laner from an ult from Smoothie. So
Yeah.
Smoothie gets 3 summoners for that. Fantastic. And TSM's trying to make the turret trade, but C9 is faster to the turrets. They're already on the mid lane tier 2, and they're going for the inhibitor turrets as well. Are they going to base?
Well, they're pushing 2 different lanes as well. It's not like Sneaky can defend this, but look at how much damage Impact's also doing on the bot side. He's on the inhibitor turret itself. Okay, they've both traded an outer turret and a tier 2 turret, but look at the damage output here. Impact is going to get some reinforcements as well, so plus an inhibitor turret kill at the very least for C9 right now. 6-2, that scoreline, and they get to walk right out.
Yeah, that is great for them, cracking it open. You know, inversely, when Haunter had the matchup, we talked about how big of a deal that was for him. Now it's the same thing for Impact. He gets to, put the shoe on the other foot, and he has the advantage. He has the open inhibitor. He's going to look to push the pace against Haunter.
And you see that C9 haven't seemed to really care about getting Rift Herald onto Impact. It just despawned now. They've been playing more for the actual kills and for the turrets than playing for the neutral objective, so different teams prioritizing the game differently. I gotta say, I am happy with how Rift Herald ended up getting designed. That you're seeing different weights and different play styles based on it. Clearly Apex not in this game.
Yeah, they love to get that thing out right.
We'll see now how much else can be done. Baron, right in there. 10,000 health. Oops, double lift. Threw a second attack at it. They're going to be okay. Svenskeren has the healing, and they'll be okay so far. Impact once again down to the bot lane, this time without an inhibitor turret to save it. So some real threat there. No turret to fight.
And look at the item thresholds. Haunter just now finished his Trinity Force on that base. Impact not only has a Titanic, he has a full Iceborne on top of that. So he's massively ahead of his opponent right now. And 2.5k gold up on the Aurelia. There's no outplaying a Trundle who is that far ahead.
There really is, and it's going to be difficult situations now for these guys. Biofrost looking for the play in the mid lane, as Trundle also going for a bit of a flank, but he gets caught up right there. Flash away, pops he puts in the pillar as well. The traffic cone says, hey, stop, you can't go here, and he gets away just barely. Somebody heal out from Sneaky, saves him from the ulti, and now Smoothie a bit injured as well. Here comes the push in, and Jin ulti is here. Who's going to get picked off? Well, Haunter's going to kill off Smoothie first, but they get one as well. 2 kills picked up, but 1 traded back for C9. 2-1 TSM so far. Will they get any more? This is a 3v4. C9 might not want to keep pushing in. Damage was not quite enough to get any more kills here. TSM winning that battle. Svenskeren walking away cleanly enough. Holding a crit. Doesn't get much done.
Yeah, TSM, a lot of vision around the Baron. They want to deny C9, the ability to sneak that. And Meteos is kind of just trying to move around, trying to get some of this vision back, take away as much as he can. He knows the jungle got chunked out, so steal away his jungle, take these little advantages and start to snowball them. But here we do have an Impact on just face checking in onto Bjergsen there, and it's going to cost him. He has to flash away, has to get out. Sneaky actually just barely getting there and saving Impact with that summoner heal, and now it's the turnaround. But Aurelia able to go in, deletes Smoothie, is able to take out Impact as well. Some nice turnaround damage, though, from Jensen, from Sneaky. At least nets them that 1 kill onto Aurelia. And Sven's gets caught.
Smoothie again finding the catch. That was just a flash bind, by the way. He didn't burn the ulti for that one. But that's a jungler dead, so C9 right away make the call. Hey, let's go kill Baron Nashor. And TSM have to react. Their team is close by. They're all in this part of the map.
It's dying fast.
It is
They gotta react.
Fast. 5v4. Will they push in? The smite should be easy for Meteos. And he gets it at least very closely. Impact on the front line, taking a lot of damage. Haunter pushed around. Top lane is trading health bars. They're both going to drop down on this one. But now double it. Caught in the front line. A double kill for Sneaky. Make it 3. They're still going. Bjergsen's going to be next up on this one. And uh-oh, it's going to be bad. A 4K for Sneaky. Beautiful job, the ace for Cloud9.
Quadra kill for Sneaky, Baron for C9, up 10,000 gold, pushing down mid, all off a great catch on Svenskeren. And from who else? It's Smoothie, the playmaker for C9 this game, really coming in huge for his team.
Beautiful stuff. So now with a Baron buff, with a lot of time on the map, and well, the Drake coming up soon. Svenskeren, I meant to say, getting hit up, getting slowed down, and getting killed off in his own jungle. Seemed a bit greedy to even go there in the first place, but now 6 kills in a row to Cloud9, plus the Baron, and now with the Rebuff going down, they can take the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, free Mountain Drake on the back of that as well. Jungler dead once again. Sven is getting caught a lot this game, being punished, does not have that kind of fallback of the Zillion behind him to protect him. You know, last game he got caught a fair amount of times, but he was not punished. But here we have the Baron fight once again. Impact moving forward, trying to absorb as much damage as possible. And you can see on the side, Haunter getting taken out by Jensen right off the bat. And it's Doublelift now. He gets caught into the stun. He gets taken down. Bjergsen all of a sudden finds himself all alone here. And it's going to be a quadra kill there for Sneaky. Impact goes down, but worthy cause.
Yeah, at that point, that's his job. He's the one tank on the roster. So very nicely played here by C9. TSM took the risk to fight for it. Blue buff tankier than all of TSM. Jensen took longer to kill that than he will any other champion on the map.
Also worth mentioning is Sneaky's build. He is going that armor pen Jhin build, has the Maw, has the Ghost Blade, you know, BF picked up. On top of that, it's not the old kind of traditional, you know, rapid fire, i.e. Essence Reaver type build. He's going for a heavy armor pen and going to be very scary for the squishies.
Right, so what it ultimately does for him is there's no Essence Reaver, so his cooldowns are much, much higher. So he gets less spam, less Qs, less Ws, but they will always hit harder. And speaking of hitting hard, Biofrost right now is beset by C9, and now the shots towards Doublelift. Haunter gonna take the bullets. Ooh, that was close actually. Haunter didn't quite tank that properly, and Doublelift walked too far left. Kind of both of them can be blamed maybe, but either way it does mean the mid turret is going down.
And top is as well. This could be 2 inhibs here very quickly for C9 if TSM doesn't want to fight.
A lot of pressure done right now. You're seeing another attempt for the snipe, not quite gonna land the root, but now Svenskeren forced to run away, and a big ulti catches too from Smoothie. Now the fight might begin, but Jensen has to run away from Chaos Storm coming out of Bjergsen. Looks like Victor doing enough. A locket pop right now as well. Blocks some more of the damage, and a quick escape. Nice little bard portal there. The magical Dritty by Smoothie.
But that's Victor all down, and C9 moves back in. They have the health bars. They're looking to go for the double inhib, and goes Doublelift.
Get picked off. Doublelift in towards Sneaky. Maw pop goes for the shot. Sneaky's done. Then he takes him down. Next one is Svenskeren. Another 2 picked up, and Jensen over the wall stays alive. Another kill for him. That's 4 dead. TSM will get dropped in this one, and we thought a 31-minute win by TSM was fast. Well, C9 doing it even faster with a bunch of kills, with a really well-played game, and we will be having a game 3 in our match of the week as Bjergsen will not stay alive. Another stun for Smoothie. 1, 2, and 12. A beautiful game on his first Bard game of the split. Wonderful win by Cloud9.
Incredible stuff. 26 minutes in, 15,000 gold ahead. They get the advantages in all lanes. They get the matchups that they wanted, and they press it. Impact coming up huge for his team, and Smoothie, all the credit in the world to this guy, turning around multiple bot lane dives, multiple fights that looked like they were lost. Sneaky was going to be gone, and they played incredibly.
Every single person played incredibly. Honestly, as much as we were giving massive praise to TSM in game 1 here, that same massive praise deserved by Cloud9. Jensen and Sneaky as the backliners both went unkilled. The amount of ganks that Meteos got towards Impact in a matchup that Impact was winning via his own skill and determination. Beautiful stuff the whole way through. And Impact even showed the matchup first. He said, I'm picking Trundle first round red side. Aurelia comes in anyway, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm still going to win this one. So beautiful stuff, especially with how critical Impact had been on himself, saying, I feel like it's my fault sometimes that we're losing. Well, much better here. So just all around, a great game by Cloud9.
Yeah, definitely impressive, and Impact can feel really good about that one.
Yeah.
You know, in the first game, kind of messing it up in the 2v2, gets turned around on them. This time, solo first blood, forces, you know, the flash out from the jungler in a 1v2,
right.
Gets that kill, carves out the advantage, and keeps extending it throughout the game. You know, knocking down turret after turret after turret, always there when his team needed him. Played fantastically.
Absolutely fantastic. Everyone on C9 doing wonderfully. So for more on that C9 victory, let's check in with Dash and Jat to check in on this tied series.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. What a stark contrast between
Yeah.
Game 1 and Game 2. Dominating performance out of Team Seoul Mid in Game 1. Cloud9 striking back, extending it to a third game for us. So we get to see one more to be the decider, but another quick, decisive victory by one of our teams.
And really great adjustments by Cloud9. I mean, we talked about how TSM jumps out of the gates great in these best-of-3 series, but Cloud9 is bouncing back with some counterattacks as well. Like, even when they played against Immortals, Cloud9 got steamrolled in Game 1, they're able to bounce back in Game 2. Like, these guys have been really solid about making adjustments, and that goes to Reaper as well as just the mentality of these guys on Cloud9 not to tilt.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in that top lane matchup, showing the Trundle first, Aurelia picked into it, so Haunter opting into that matchup, but Impact really having total control over it. You know, of course, there was jungle pressure from both sides in that matchup, but almost every time Impact coming out on top.
I definitely think so. I do think there was a little bit of over-aggression by both teams' junglers, but Impact is someone who just played smart throughout the majority of the early to mid-game.
Yeah.
Then he got a little bit aggressive. Just, it shows the early pick of Trundle, especially on this patch, and especially with the QSS changes where you can no longer QSS the ultimate off.
Right.
Like, this guy is such a dominating laner, and you could see Cloud9 was really playing to give him an advantage. Like, this is with Infernal Drake up, what is valued most highly by most teams, even though I feel like all the Dragons are good. So Cloud9, very willing to be like, okay, we're going to make sure that Impact is ahead here. Giving up the Drake, and this was super impactful because then not only did they get the kill, they were able to transition into a fight like right after that.
Right, yeah, they pick up that turret as well. We did have some questions about whether or not they'd be able to pick up the Rift Herald. Ended up not to be in that moment, but definitely putting a lot of focus into Impact. So even though he himself has been vocal about maybe not being the top performing member on the team, the team still very much has faith in him and his ability to carry and pressure around the map. I do want to now push us to 11 minutes into the game, not too much further down the line. Now we're in the bot lane. This is going to be a 2-for-0 for Cloud9, and what was a gank set up by TSM.
And this is one of the things that really broke the game open. And we're talking about how TSM makes really aggressive plays, but it hasn't backfired yet, or they take high-risk plays. Like, technically, they have a top laner who is behind, and they try and make a super aggressive play. The play by Smoothie was awesome to exhaust the one guy that didn't get caught in the Bard ult, and then just an awesome ultimate by Trundle there to finish off the kill on Svenskeren. And that just snowballs with Cloud9. Like, Bjergsen is thinking, hey, maybe I should come down here, maybe I should sneak in. Maybe Meteos isn't here yet, but both Meteos and Jensen are waiting for him. Sneaky gets actually his first kill of the game by sniping over the wall. And that was just so much invested by TSM, and all the reward was reaped by Cloud9. So that really turned the tides of the game. More in, and not turned the tides, they're already winning. It just blew it wide open.
Yeah, and where, you know, perhaps Bunny, if we were to be really critical of him in Game 1, having missed some things mechanically, missing stuns coming out of ultimates and the like, Smoothie jumps right in, and he is hitting all those plays mechanically. So, you know, as we try and decipher and figure out like when and why the team is swapping these guys in and out, Smoothie's having a good day today. He showed it on that Bard, and as a duo, they definitely dominated, the two of them.
It's a mind game. I mean, Sneaky has been able to play with so many different supports, and when they both play Bard at a high level, like, why not? Some slightly different guys. You have someone lose a game, bring in a new guy, fresh mind. Like, maybe they still think Bunny Fufu's Bard is better, but the situation called for it.
Right.
And the Bard Jhin was super effective.
Well, and if you want to see more Jhin, we have one more replay for that. A quadra kill by Sneaky around the Baron Pit. At this point, TSM rather far behind and having to make a desperate play.
Right, and the critical thing here is they had killed Svenskeren's Nidalee by getting a pick from Meteos, and then the fight itself was, again, a pretty solid Bard ultimate to stop any extra DPS from Bjergsen. And it also, they get a really good CC on a double lift to just kind of easily chain them down here. And the damage from Cloud9 is so high. They have the frontline zoning from the Trundle and basically just the Azir soldiers that have to keep people at bay, which gives time for Sneaky to really just pick his shots, and he played a great Jhin game.
And that he did. Now, I want to move to the contrast between games 1 and 2. From the side of TSM, we talk about how out of the gate this team is in almost all of their game 1s, but this was a pretty significant step down between games 1 and 2. What happened?
Exactly. I mean, we can see on the screen the difference between like their game 1s and their game 2s. I'm not sure if that's exactly 5 out of 5 for Dragons. I want to take a look at the gold leads as well in those games, but specifically we see it once again. Maybe TSM would love the best-of-1 format. They'd be super undefeated in that one, whereas now they've actually dropped a few games. Even so, like as you mentioned, they've been totally crushing people early on in game one with a 4,500 gold lead at 20 minutes. Whereas in game two, like they're barely averaging advantages, even though they're an undefeated team.
Yeah, 1,000 at 10 minutes is also insane. I mean, those are both insane numbers to have in game one, and then completely tempered in game two. Essentially even at 10. Very minimally ahead at 20. No one would ever necessarily be super upset that they're down 800 gold at 20 minutes in a competitive match. So it is very strange, the stark contrast rather between game 1 and 2 out of TSM. And I guess then the question extends, why is that, right? Is it a we just put in so much prep for game 1, we're not necessarily thinking about game 2, and we're not reacting properly?
Yeah, it's a good question to see if this is just statistical noise or if it's a long-term trend. But I definitely think their game 1 prep is awesome. But when you totally demolish a team, you don't have many adjustments to make.
That's very true.
So it's on the other team to kind of make some adjustments, and they're bouncing back, not even to a winning record. Like TSM is still good in game twos, but it just kind of goes to show that teams are able to adjust. TSM's just really good at their pregame prep.
Yeah, to that end, they had the same exact composition this time, except for Victor instead of Zillion. So they really didn't make too many adjustments, even with C9 saying, we're going to go with almost an entirely new team composition as well as a new player. So not a ton of adjustments out of TSM. Speaking of that new player, Smoothie, our player of the game, 1, 2, and 12 on that Bard, and it really came down to his execution, being able to start fights, turn fights, and the 2v2 that he had with Sneaky.
Even some really aggressive flashes to get stuns against the wall. Like, you sub this guy in, he plays the same champion Bunny Fufu does, but he turned around all the aggression from TSM and was then the initiator for them. So, like, I think MVP could have gone to a lot of different players on Cloud9, or at least player of the game, but Smoothie, I think, was the biggest contributor.
All right, and stay with me here. I got a twist to throw at you.
Okay.
Bunny Fufu is coming back in. Did I just blow your mind? No, probably not.
They do it.
They do it anyway.
It's literally just every game. Maybe they flip a coin. Like, I'm not sure, because Smoothie played spectacularly in that game. You'd think they'd want to keep the momentum going, but maybe it's one of those things like, we don't want to let him adjust. Let's just throw in Bunny Fufu again.
Right. I mean, to me, it speaks to the fact that this team really is about, we don't need the results right now. Yes, the wins are good, but we don't need the results right now. We're more about cultivating what is going to be a really strong 6-man roster so that we can utilize it further down split, and or we're building up a base of games to then make the decision later. But it would be unfair to let Bunny play 75% of the games and Smoothie play 25 and then make a judgment about who fits better into the team.
Here's one interesting thought about a support player who sometimes is one of the more primary shot callers on a team. You see a lot watching the game from the spectator client that you're never going to get while you're in the game. So maybe their advantage if they're switching them back and forth every game is literally one guy is just sitting with Reaper. Reaper's telling him all the things they should be doing, all the things to be touching for. Then he gets to go in the game right next and activate that plan.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Decipher what it is that TSM's trying to do, what they're missing on that day. We'll put the other guy in and let him take advantage of all of that. We'll see. This is all wild speculation, by the way.
It's really cool that we have a team that's actually doing game-by-game substitutions, seemingly not tied to the results that much, at least lately.
All right, well, there you have it. 1-1 in the series. We're all tied up, so stick around because Game 3 between TSM and Cloud9 is up right after the break. You're watching the North American LCS.
Mr. Mid Laner.
Really good. Mr. Hawk.
You got counterpick this game. We'll play around you. We will out TSM themselves.
Yep. Slowed by a Meep. The root's gonna land. Plenty of damage. Sven does not have flash. The chase him by Jensen. There's the kill picked up. 2-1 C9.
Yeah, I'm okay. Let him ulti down.
Yo,
No.
Oh, he's dead. Nice, guys. Good job.
We might look for a victory if he tries running down Jensen.
Pretty well is in, but it's not enough damage. Soldiers come through the flash of the wall, and Sneaky!
Lucian's out, Lucian, guys, Lucian. Nice.
Victor is so strong.
Victor's low to shit.
And he goes.
Nice, commit.
Nice job.
Wonderful win by Cloud9.